Have you ever seen a love so strong that it defies death? What happens when a dying guy says goodbye to his faithful friend? Is your heart ready for the heartbreaking reaction of a dog that knows his or her human is leaving? Prepare to be moved to tears as we dig into a story of love, grief, and the unbreakable bond between a man and his dog. A guy by the name of Ryan Jessen was able to find consolation and joy in the company of his cherished dog Molly, in a story that will break your heart. The narrative highlights the unique link that exists between humans and their furry pets. As Ryan's condition deteriorated in a catastrophic way, his family made the selfless decision to bring Molly to the hospital in order to give them an opportunity to have a heartfelt final conversation together. This heartwarming story serves as a poignant reminder of the unbreakable connection and unrestricted love that exists between people and the animals who share their homes. The routine life of Ryan Jessen takes a surprising and unanticipated turn. Ryan Jessen, a regular guy who worked as a gardener in California and was happy with his life, discovered that his profession brought him both pleasure and happiness. His joy came from the flexibility and inventiveness that he exercised in his landscaping, which allowed him to develop charming connections along the way. An unanticipated confrontation within a cemetery. Ryan was taking a detour through a cemetery on a fortuitous day when he came across a scared and hungry puppy in the middle of the path. Ryan fashioned an improvised leash out of his belt and made the decision to welcome the dog into his home after realizing how desperately the puppy needed care and compassion. Ryan's benevolent character led him to give the puppy the name Molly and pay her a great deal of affection and attention in spite of the fact that he had initially neglected her. Ryan and Molly discovered that spending time with one another brought them both comfort, regardless of whether they were enjoying a tranquil afternoon in the shade of a huge tree or an adventurous walk up a hard trail. They were able to grasp each other's wants and feelings through subtle hints and gestures, and they developed the ability to communicate without using words. Their connection served as a powerful illustration of the unique kinship that can develop between people and the animals that they adore. They were more than just friends. Ryan and Molly were soulmates, destined to spend the rest of their lives intertwined with one another. The unbreakable bond between Ryan and Molly. Over the course of the subsequent 6 years, Ryan and Molly became inseparable and formed a relationship that was comparable to that of the best of friends. Because of Ryan's profession, Molly was able to accompany him, resulting in a special and endearing friendship between the two. They were able to escape the craziness of everyday life by participating in shared adventures in the neighboring forest, which included going on long walks and having picnics. A catastrophic public health emergency. The day that Ryan awoke with a terrible headache, which was subsequently determined to be a ventricular brain hemorrhage, was the day that his life took a catastrophic turn for the worst. Ryan slipped into a coma despite the best efforts of the medical staff, and this left his family with the agonizing option of whether or not to keep him on life support or to allow him to pass away without suffering. There was a gathering of the patient's family and friends, all of whom were overcome with concern as they hoped and prayed for a miracle. Every single day that went by seemed like an eternity, and the weight of the unknown hung heavily over their shoulders. The medical staff did not relax their vigilance as they carried out their efforts to pull Ryan back from the edge of death and save his life. The vegetative state turned into a torturous waiting game as time went on, and all they could do was cling to hope and treasure the priceless memories they had made with Ryan. Molly's tearful farewell to the world. The medical personnel at the hospital granted the request of Ryan's family to bring Molly in for one more visit since they understood Molly's importance in Ryan's life. Molly's normally enthusiastic demeanor was notably hesitant and timid as she entered Ryan's room, since she was aware of the seriousness of the situation. Molly, who had been carefully placed on the bed next to Ryan, sniffed her owner's face and gently licked it as a way of communicating her profound fondness and regret. Molly approached Ryan's bedside in a cautious manner, her steps hesitating as if she were reluctant to disrupt the delicate moment. She reached out to take his hand, the gentleness of her touch suggesting that she was aware of the precarious nature of the link between life and death. During that precise instant, onlookers were able to perceive a dialogue taking place between the two individuals, although one in which no words were actually exchanged. Molly's presence appeared to reassure Ryan, who was lying still and appearing to find solace in it, as she silently expressed her love, gratitude, and farewell. When Molly left the room, her steps seemed heavier than they had been before, but her comprehension of the problem had become more in-depth. The event had moved her, and it had made an impression on her that would never be erased from her soul. An emotional and moving moment of goodbye. Ryan's hand was placed on Molly's back as he was surrounded by tubes and wires. This provided both the dog and the owner with some kind of comfort. Everyone in the room felt an overwhelming sense of melancholy as a result of Molly's sad eyes and kind manner. Molly made a commitment to Ryan's family that she would always hold a special place in her heart for Ryan, and that she would always want his family to take care of her. As Molly gently interacted with Ryan, the atmosphere in the room seemed to get engulfed in a sense of affection that was also sad. Their profound connection, which could be seen in every move and look exchanged between them, moved the hearts of everyone who was in the room. The gloomy mood that was created in the hospital room by the low lighting served to highlight how serious the situation actually was. Molly softly held Ryan's hand, and just by doing so, she communicated a lifetime's worth of experiences and feelings that couldn't be put into words. Her eyes, which were brimming with both love and grief, were fixed on his as if she were attempting to carve the image into her very being. Even though Ryan was asleep, it appeared as if he was responding to her presence. It was as if she knew he was there and was offering him solace and support. A shared feeling of loss and anguish spread over the room as the equipment that maintained the patient's life was turned off. Everyone was left feeling heartbroken, but grateful to have been able to witness such an exceptional connection, as the unbreakable tie that already existed between Molly and Ryan became much more evident. Their love was so strong that it went beyond the confines of the physical world, leaving an indelible impression on the hearts of all of those who were there to see it. Whether she was relaxing in front of the fireplace or taking long strolls in the park, Molly's mind would always wander to the times she had spent with Ryan. The connection that they had always enjoyed was unbreakable, and her fidelity to him was never in question. In spite of the fact that she was surrounded by care and warmth, she could not shake the feeling that she was missing something. Molly became accustomed to her new existence with Ryan's family and grew to appreciate the affection they showed her over the course of the days that passed. Nonetheless, the intense love that she had for her master did not diminish over time. She found comfort in the beautiful memories that they had built together, which kept Ryan's spirit alive in her heart forever. The heartbreaking tale of Ryan and Molly exemplifies the unique connection that exists between people and the animals in their lives. The amount of feeling that animals are capable of displaying is demonstrated by Molly's unspoken request for assistance and her heartbreaking anguish when she said goodbye. When we are reminded by this narrative of the importance of friendship, it prompts us to think about our own responses and feelings when we are confronted with something as heartbreaking as this. You are welcome to express your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. For more, please subscribe to our channel.